Recording will start anytime. Yeah, it has started. So yeah, let us move on. So that's that about and logical operators and or and not. I hope we all understand that. So now let's move on to strings. We are moving on to data types now. Data types. I'm moving on to string as what as data type, and then we'll be using different techniques on it. Now paste this in. Strings are sequence of character. Strings are what? Sequence of character. And let me tell you how you would know a string. So when you see anything that is encapsulated inside this double quote, or even a single quote, both in the front and the end. Either this double or single, but most time I think it is better to use this double quotes. So you see it is a string. It is encapsulated inside this, it is a string. Since those double quotes start and end it, anything that is inside will be a string. So now we have this string, Python for AI engineering. Python for AI engineering. What I just cancelled now is my GitHub Copilot trying to assist me with my codes. So now this is showing error. I'm supposed to comment them out. Let me comment them by putting so same thing here. I also do this here. Yeah. Okay. So yes, we have that. So now we have different things that we can do on a string. So now print cost.lower. You can see we have cost as it. Cost.lower. What's cost.lower? Go to everything from uppercase to lowercase. With it, we change everything to what? To lowercase. Once I run this, like I see, we would see Python for AI engineering, but everything will be in what? Will be in lowercase. Okay, you can see now Python for AI engineering, but everything is in lowercase. Now let's see for upper. You see shift enter, you see Python for AI engineering, but everything is what? Everything is in uppercase. Now cost.replace. Want to replace instead of Python for AI engineering, I want to replace AI with what? AI with data. So replace AI with what? With data. So now we say control. Python for data engineering. Replace engineering with science. I'll just copy it. Just myself. Engineering with what? With science. So it will be Python for okay. Let's see. Okay, Python for AI engineering. Replace. You want to replace multiple. So let's say it should be in a. Okay. Do you know why it's doing it now? It just replaces it. We didn't assign it inside. Okay, we didn't say change what is up. Change what is up. So we can let me try to see if we can change that. The best way for us to do this is to assign it. Let's say course equals this. There's a mistake here. There's an error here. You correct this error. Now we do the same for again here. Course equals this. Now you can just say print course. you can say print course instead of all this. You can just print course directly. I'll click on shift enter. Say for data science. I hope you are getting it. Why is it taking time so hard? Please, let's wait for it to run. See, I don't know why this is taking too long, but I'm very sure that's what our new course will print. Now we have, let's go on to, once that's finished, we have splits. We have splits. Let me just put this. So you have splits. What splits does is it will split each word inside of a string. So once it see a space, it splits those words into spaces. So for now, we have Python for AI engineering. Python would be a string on its own. For will be a string on its own. Data will be a string on its own. Science will be a string. You can see it has worked. Python data science. It will be a string on their own. Now they'll not be assigned into a what? Into a list. So let me show you. We've not discussed about lists in Python. Data science, the data AI and automation students have done it. So too much time. It's going to split it. Now we want to reference name. We want to like printed formatting. Printed formatting here. Once looking at formatting, you can say name equals to Ada. Name equals Ada. So when we say name equals Ada now, you know we have course before. We have course already here. Python for data science. So we can now reference variables that we've spoken about before. We can now reference them inside our what? Inside. We can reference them inside our prints. And there are different ways to do this. I'll show you another way to do this, and I'll show you another way to do this. But then it's very simple. So let's say format this format. So this F means like stand for format, and then you put anything I want to call that is not part of the string. You can see this is a string. This is a string here. But you want to call anything, but it's not part of the string. You would have to like put it in a curly bracket. You have to put it in a curly bracket and call it. You can't call it directly. If I remove this curly bracket now, and I print this, it will just say name is learning, it's a reference course. But then for you to reference the name and to reference the course properly, we are going to do curly bracket, name, curly bracket, course. So now you can see what I explained for split. It has splitted everything into different strings. So this is a string on its own, this is a string on its own, this is a string on its own, this is a string on its own. And all of them are now what? They are now inside a list. Inside a list. So let me run this. You can see Ada, it has referenced this, is learning Python for data science. I hope you all understand this. I hope you all understand this. So that's how it works. That's how it works. Any question, please? Any questions so far? So there are more and more techniques for it. So let's talk about indexing. Let's talk about indexing. So indexing and slicing of string. This knowledge of indexing and slicing, we also need to have it. This level of indexing and slicing, we also need to have it. Let's record for what do we call it? For our list. For our list. So for indexing and slicing, indexing just referencing. So let me give you. Let me copy out our example. Let me copy out our example. Let's say indexing. Now in Python, okay, I have to do I have to do an explanation. In Python, numbering starts from 0, not 1. Numbering starts from 0, not 1 in Python. So now let's come for Python for data science now. Let me bring out Python for data science. Let me bring this out. I'll just try to use it to explain. Let me put in here. I'll move all the extras. Okay, I know the extras. So now let's start naming. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space is also counted. Space would also be counted. Space will also be counted. So it stores the space 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have issues now. So we have to like say 10. So let's do up to this 10. But that 10 is this for the space. It's for the space here. So now we want to reference, we want to call out P in Python. I want to see P in Python. I don't say print out number 1. I'll say print out what? To reference it now, you have to say cos square brackets. Square brackets. You say cos brackets. So we should really know, we should really understand how to use what? How to use where to use curly brackets, square brackets, the normal brackets, where to use quotation, where to use the apostrophe, where to use the semicolon, where to use the semicolon. Do you understand? So we should do well to note them. Please, a minute. So yes. So now all those things we need to be noticing them one by one. You can see when you call print, when you call any function, you have to use a curved bracket, curved one, not curved. There is curly. There is normal. I call it normal or curved. So there is the curly bracket. The curly bracket is this. There is the square bracket. This is the square bracket. This is the square bracket. My bad. So there is this semicolon. There is this. We have this. Know where to use. Know where to use these guys. Know where to use these guys. It's all those signs that used to make it look like, okay, this thing is getting confusing. Know where to use this not equals to. Know where to use equals to. Know where to use equals to. Know where to use those signs. We should try to know where to use them. Please, can we hear me clearly? Please, can we all hear me clearly? Am I audible enough? A thumbs up will over that. So knowing where to use them would really help and assist us generally while writing our codes. So now I'm saying indexing starts from 0, not 1. So I want to get the first number. Now we say print cos 0. Now let's say I want to get the what? I want to get the second number. The fifth number. I want to get the fifth number. That's number the fifth one. So I'll say print cos. And that's it. Number 5 I be minus 1. That's 4. So that's PYTHO. So I have to click on this. You can see it's giving me this O now. It's giving me this O. So that's how we just reference it throughout. So, and this is the basis of Python. But no, we'll get to more interesting aspect, but we just have to learn the basics first. Indexing and some other stuff. Now, cos minus 1. So, similar ways of how we can index from the positive ways from the beginning like this. You can also index from the back. You can index from the back. So let me copy this and let me use this as an example. You can index from the back. But to index from the back, you actually need to do what? You actually need to do minus. So now, why am I indexing on the back? It doesn't start from minus 0 because there's nothing like minus 0. There is 0, there is minus 0.1 and so on. So now it would be what? And I have to come back here and start writing from the back. We have this one will be minus 1. This will be minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on and so forth. Do you understand? So now we say we want to print the first letter from the back. That is what? Minus 1. I want to print science E, the one that the E that is ending it. When I click Shift Enter, it will give me the what? The E. The E. So let's say I want to print the second, fifth to the last. So let's say minus 5. So I, do you understand? So now we can now slice out. We can slice out of the string. We can slice out instead of indexing alone, just getting one. You can get like a range. You can get a range. So now to get a range, let me bring this. I think I say yeah, I have this. Let me comment this out. I hope we remember commenting. Let me comment that out. So now let's say we want to print out Python. So we say numbering starts from what? From 0. So we say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the formula for printing now for slicing is now where you want to start till where you want to end plus 1. Where you are starting from, where you are ending plus 1. So now we're saying we are starting from 0 to 5. We want to print from 0 to 5. But if you say from 0 to 5, it's not going to print up to 5. It's going to print up to 4. So we are saying where we want to start, which is 0, to where we want to stop, which is 5 plus 1. So we are saying from 0 to what? To 6. 5 plus 1, that's 6. So now you say print cos 0 to 6. This print what? Python. So now let's say we want to print for 4. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Starting from 7, once up at 9, we'll say 7 to what? To 10. So let's say 7 to what? To 10. And that will give us our 4. Yeah, this is it. I hope we understood that aspect. I hope we got it. Does it make sense? Mr. Communicator, do you understand? I don't know if you understand him. Shall I continue? Okay, makes sense. Okay, so now let's come to list. Let's come to list. So list is a type in what? In Python. This is another data type in Python. So we have for Python data types, you have what? Mutable and immutable data types. Mutable and immutable data types. So for the mutable data types that can be what? That can be changed. Okay. Data types that can be changed. So we can change them. Immutable, the one that can be changed. Some can be changed, while some cannot be changed after you have created them. So for the one that can be changed, we have mutable, we have mutable, we have list, we have dictionary, we have list, dictionary, set, yeah. But for the immutable, we have tuple, we have string. No, for strings can be mutable. Yeah, we can replace some things in string. So now this is a string now. Courses, you can see now it's not course again. Courses. Python, data science, machine learning. Those are 3 courses on their own. So if you say we should print courses now, you're going to print those 3 out for us. If you are doing this, it's going to print these 3 out for us. So Python, data science, machine learning. Now I want to add a new course to it, which is AI engineering. I want to add AI engineering to our course. So let me just split this and let's say we should run this. Say course.append. So append is the method that we're using to add to it. So it's in Python, data science, machine learning, AI engineering. Do you understand that? Python, data science, machine learning, AI engineering. Now it has added AI courses. They are saying print course 1. I told you numbering starts from 0. So it is not 1. So now we're saying print course 1, that's Python, data science. So print what? Data science. Let us cut this and run this. You can see it's printing data science from. Assume I want to print the first one, I'll say what? Number 0. Python. Do you understand? So Python print. Now I want to print a range. You can see nothing is starting the range, but it's saying nothing at the beginning, semicolon. What do you call it? 2. So now, if there's nothing at the beginning, Python will treat it as what? As 0. You're starting from the beginning, like the beginning. You're starting from number 1 to number 2. Now I'm saying print where you want to start. To print where you want to start to where you want to go, you say starting point to ending point plus 1. That means you want to start from the beginning, which is this, to where you want to end plus 1. You are ending at number 1. This data science, that's 1 plus 1. That's 1 plus 1. That's 2. So if you run this, try to run this now. But you say Python and data science, not Python, data science, machine learning. If you want to show machine learning, you want to stop at 3. That's how we say okay. We say 3. Now saying 0, 1, 2. You understand? Now, if I put 0 at the beginning there, you see it's going to be the same thing. That's what I'm saying. But if I put 1 at the beginning, I'm telling you, okay, start from what? Start from data science. Don't start from Python. Start from data science. Now I'll run this again. It's saying data science and what? And machine learning. You understand? Those are techniques that we can run. So let's course data science. Let's remove data science now. You can see now it has removed data science from the courses, and now we now have Python, machine learning, AI engineering. I hope that makes sense. Now we have another type of data type, which is tuple. We have tuple. So tuple is an immutable Python data type. Why do we call it immutable? It can't be changed after you have created it. It cannot be changed. Once you've created it for good, and then it just continues with that. Do you understand? So it is immutable. You cannot change it after you have created it. Now let me bring an example. Okay. Yeah, some techniques. So apart from these techniques that I mentioned, we do have a lot more and more of other techniques which you can explore and you would get more exposed to as you just go on. Do you understand? So that's about that. Now let us bring out for tuple. I'm trying to yeah, tuple old ordered collection that cannot be changed. You can see it cannot be changed. Now let's say you're taking a coordinate, we are printing the coordinates. You can try to get something out of it. You can try to get something out of it. You can say print 0. You can say printing 0. That means the first coordinate, number 1. But now you cannot say coordinates, add, remove, append. You can't do all those. You can't do all those. So let's do an example. Let's say coordinates dot append. And that's append what? We have 10, 20, let me say 30. It will give us an error. It will tell us tuple does not have the attribute append or something. You understand? So it will give us an error. It will give us an error. Remove. So we can't add or remove something from it once it has been created. You can see attribute error. Tuple update does not have attribute append. Now let's say remove. Now we don't have 30 before. Let's say remove 10 out of it. Remove 10 out of it. It will still give us the same error. You can to give you the same error and say, okay, we can't remove from it. So that's tuple. So tuple, when you want to create something and say, okay, you don't want anybody to change it from the beginning of the system to the end. So that's when we have tuple. So notice that at the back of mind, okay, you can't change anything in tuple. But then for list, you can change something. You can change something. So that's why. I feel like most of the time, tuple is mostly used in programs. So people just use different things, but tuple is not mostly used. You understand? So let us move on to dictionary. Let's move on to dictionary. Okay, dictionaries now. Dictionary, I want to explain a new concept to us. Just something new. So dictionaries work in a what? Dictionary map keys to value. And in that value, we can have different data types too inside of that value on its own. So it's like key, it's like a key and value pair. So once you have a key, you must have a value to it. So now we are saying student, name, Ada, this is the key, this is the value of the key. Age, this is the key, 20, this is the value of the key. Cost, this is the key, that is the value of the key. Let us change this to what? Let me change this cost to data science. Data science. You understand? So we can change as much as we want in this. You can change it's also a mutable data type. It's also a mutable data type. So you can change things that I feel like you can see students if you want to print only we are printing all the students now, everything. Name, Ada, age, 20, course, all this. But we could find ourselves where we want to print only just one thing. Maybe we just want to get the name, or possibly we just want to get only the what? Only the age, or only one thing that does not require having a lot in it. So we just say students. Now the way we reference The way we reference getting um a letter from a string is the same way we would also reference. You use that square bracket and you now name the key. You name the key. You're saying student name. Okay, it's not okay. Let me get the name of the student. It will now print what? It will print Ada as the name of the student. Do you understand? I hope you understand. So it's printing Ada. Now I want to change something. I want to change. Let's say student age. I'm calling out student age. You're not changing it. You are assigning it to a new number. You can see before it is what? 20. Now I want to assign it to a new number. I want to say 21. You're saying, okay, change the name to what? Change the age to what? To 21. And then we say print it. It says what? Now we have name Ada. Age is now what? 21. Course is now, course is data science. You understand? We've accordingly changed the course before. Do you understand? Do you understand? Does it make sense? Okay, let me check. I'm not checking. Does it make sense, please? Okay, yeah. So thanks for that. So now I want us also using AI to learn. Using AI to learn. Using AI to learn. So we've been discussing quite a lot a, a lot earlier. So we go into details into saying what into saying let's see how does this guy operate. Let's see how this guy operates. Let's see. You can say Control I. I have my AI is here. You can see I use Claude, this Codex, and normal charts using Copilot. I just close them, but then I can call it inside my file directly. When I say Control I, so configuring of GitHub and with Copilot Codex will be done. Just for Codex and Claude, just come to the extension and install them, and just follow the process that is mentioned. You'll be able to install it directly. If you have any issues, please you can reach out to me. I think let me close this a bit. When I say Control I, you can see Control I should be at okay. Ask what you want to ask. Let me give you an answer. So help with the explanation of Python dictionary dictionary in Python. Dictionary in Python. Dictionary in Python. Give example. Give example while give examples. Give examples and be detailed. Give examples and be detailed. Touch different techniques and different techniques that could perform different techniques. You see why is my prompt going too far? Like why am I using a lot of prompts? So we have not done prompt engineering, but then you should be good with your prompts, make your prompts explicit enough and clear enough so that um the model can understand those different techniques. Dictionary. Now let me click on enter. So now it will start. It will start and it will, if you can see it is running now, it will now try to work on it and then provide an output for me. So just wait and chill till the output is like gotten and then we try to see what it wrote for us in. It's not going to take a lot of time by the way. Okay, it's still coming up. You can see Now it has started generating code for us. It has started generating code for us. Now see, it's writing a lot. Even things that I might possibly not have talked about, it will write them. So you can use AI to also what to also learn and then make your learning very quick and fast to understand more better. Do you understand? So using of AI is not something bad, by the way. It's not something bad. You can actually use it to your own benefits. Just make sure you learn with it. As much as you are using it, use it to also learn. You understand? So so yes, I think that's just what I want to. This is still working. This is still working. Okay, I will try to walk us through what walk us through what we have here. But this is getting quite a lot. It's getting much more. Like it's getting more and more. But then we are here. Let's see what it's got, and then we're able to move on. I feel like telling it. Okay, just stop here. Let me let me let me take it off from here. It's not done yet. Yeah, be fast now. You don't have the day. As if I'm writing it on my own, I'll reach this place. I wouldn't have reached this place. So now let me just start explaining what it's writing by the way. So now dictionary store pairs of key and value pair, unique and usually immutable. String, it can be string, it can be numbers, it can be tuple. Values can be any Python object. Values can be what? Can be any Python object. Student info. It's using student underscore info now. It has name as Ada. It is learning from what I've written earlier, by the way. Name as Ada, age as 21, course as what? Data science. Print initial dictionary. It's now saying print initial dictionary is what? Our initial dictionary, students underscore info. So print name Ada, age 21, course data science. Now access value by key. You can access the value by the key. I think we mentioned that earlier. So by mentioning like using the square bracket and then mentioning the key. Now use get when a key may not exist. So now print email student info dot get email. So you send student info dot, if it's seen now you say okay email is seen. If it is not seen, you say not set. So I want this to run so I can run it first. We'll just run it. So if the email is seen, if the info has an email, it will say it will bring out the email. But then if we do not see any email there, it will say email not set. Add a new key value pair. So now we can say if it's not seen, you can say student info email equals to ada.example.com. Why am I missing ada? I think ada just came in and ada.example.com. Print after I cannot print this info after the email. Update an existing value. You can update an existing value. You can say age equals what 22 instead of 21 that we have earlier. You can print it after that. Check key membership. You could check the key membership. Okay. You could check the key membership as course key, course in students, is course in students, is grade, like is the key grade in student. You can tell okay, true or false, true or false. So is key grade in students. If grade is not in student, you say false. If course is not in student, you say false. If it is in student, you say what? True. Iterate over keys and values. For key, iterate over key and value. Why is this taking long? Why is it not done yet? Why is it not done yet? We have already clear edition, I think. Let us wait for it to be completed. Let's wait for it to complete so that we all are safe. I'll not explain. I'll be explaining what it's most likely doing for us. Yeah. Iterate over key. So we are using for loop here. We are using a for loop here. We've not discussed about for loop. We've not gone to conditional statement and loops. So now, iterate over keys and values. So, okay, it is done. And I can now accept and say mark it. It is now done. It is done. You can see it's even adding, what do we call it? It's adding comments to it and explaining what we need to do. Even without me explaining, I think you guys will be able to like understand this to details. For key, comma value in students info.item, it prints the keys info. Now, okay, this is the key, and this value for this key is what is this. Okay, I think now I have to let me just cut this aspect and run it so that we all can have a grasp of what I've been explaining since morning. It's not since morning, since a while ago. So yes, we have this. We have this. Our initial dictionary. We're trying to get our name, this other. We're going to get our course science. Now I want to get email. Because email is not set. That we used get to get it. When email is not set, we say, okay, now set it. After adding email, you can see email. Now we updated the age. You can see we have this. As course key, course, we have course, true. As course key, grade key, we do not have grade, it's the same false. Now we're changing name. We are using for loop to show name is Ada, age is 22, course is data science, email is Ada at example.com. So for loop just iterates. It says, let me come again. For key, comma value in student, for keys and the value in student info dot items, print the key, use this sign and see, and also print the value. So once it prints name, it prints the value of name, which is Ada. Once it prints age, it prints the value of age, which is 22. Do you understand? So now get keys and value separately. I'll just explain this to some extent and then we'll come back. I'll just run it once. So we have get keys and value separately. Print keys, list student info dot keys. So we can want to get only keys. Just get keys, all the keys. Get values, all the values. I don't want to say I want to get keys, I want to get values. Getting key and value play. I want to get all the keys at once, all the values at once. So remove item. You can see dictionary is a mutable data type. You can remove stuff from it. So student info dot pop email. We are removing the email. So after we print it, after you remove the email now, we don't see email again. Student set default. You can set default. So set default. Set a key only if it is missing. If it is missing, student info dot set default. Country equals to what? Kenya. So yeah, country equals to Kenya. So now print. Why is this suggesting Kenya for me and not Nigeria? By the way, all well and good. Shout out to our brothers in Kenya. So print after set default country. So now it's any country when we are trying to create a new student info now. The country will be what? The country will be Kenya, unless we now state okay, we don't want Kenya, put Nigeria, you understand? Or put Egypt, or put Benin Republic. Update multiple items at once. You can update multiple items at once using the update. So grade equals to A, attendance equals to attendance. After update, you can now print after updates and do some stuff on it. So you can see AI is even taking us way deeper, letting us know okay, you can do more and more and more on it. You can do more and more and more. copying dictionaries, copy info, student, you can now copy dictionary. So instead of, we've created student info before, you can now copy it to copy info as available. So now you can work on copy info. If you don't want, you want to retain the initial stuff, the initial data, and you don't want to tamper with it, you can just copy the info inside somewhere else and use that to work. Yeah. So student equals to other. Now we can have, we can have nested dictionary. I would say nested dictionary inside the dictionary. Dictionary inside the dictionary. So now you can see student info that we're collecting before is only, it can only collect for one student. Now I want to collect for multiple students. For multiple students. Now their key will just be their what? Their key would be their name. So we're saying students, other. Now other has what? The value of other is also a dictionary. Now it now has the other age, it now has other course, it now has a lot of stuff. Now for the nested if, now if you want to check that nested if, you want to check the nested if, you can say, okay, other course, students, other, you just reference with that square brackets, other, and now the key that I want to reference again, course, it will print out, it will print it out. That's what nested is all about. Let me cut this now and this false. Let me know this false. So now we can see what was mentioned before. All the keys, you want to get only keys, you want to get only values. You want to remove email from it. You can see now we don't have email again. You want to set default country as Kenya. We're adding a country, it's Kenya. Updates. You want to update with different things. We're adding grade, we're adding attendance. We're adding grade, we're adding attendance. On the go. So now we want this for copy. So this is the original. This is the original. You can see original student info. This is the original. Now saying student info dot. We are changing info towards 23. 23. When I now call print student info ping copy. Now the copy what remains the same. You can see the original has changed. We've changed it to 23. We changed it to 23, but the copy remains the same. I hope you get that. So now nested dictionary, we're showing us nested dictionary and how to get something from nested dictionary. Do you understand? So now dictionary comprehension. Course length equals to find the length of C equals to length C for C in courses. Print length C. Dictionary with a tuple key. Length C for C in courses. Okay. Now for all modules, for all course in courses, you want to get their lengths. So you're saying Python, and this is a for loop. So for C in courses, so we have Python, machine learning, AI engineering. It's saying, okay, check the first one. Python, what's the length? 6. Machine learning, what's the length? 16. AI engineering, what's the length? 14. It's now print it out for us. Now, dictionary with tuple. I'm saying location equals to what? Coordinates, point A. The coordinate is what we have before. Coordinate is what we have before. So we have coordinate equals to what? Just point A. So that's a tuple key. A tuple key is a key that cannot be changed. You can just call it out. And perhaps you want to clear dictionary. Clear dictionary. If the student.info. Now that would clear our dictionary. That would clear our dictionary. Does it make sense? I think I'm just blabbing quite a lot. I think I'm blabbing quite a lot. Um, okay, I think we should stop here for today. Now next class we can discuss about sets, and then we'll do some task. We can talk about sets, we do some task, and with that we can now move on to conditional formatting and some other things. Do you understand? Does it make sense to us? Mrs. Akinoke. So I hope you understand what we discussed, and then you can be able to practice them. So please kindly practice, and in our next class move on to sets, move on to some other things. So give me a thumbs up if you get class for today. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith, for also attending. Yeah, have a nice day. Bye. So for those that are watching us on YouTube, thank you very much. Kindly like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you very much. Bye.